Welcome to the premiere episode of Mind the Gap, a new sequence inside my vlog series. And hey, I got to do a shout out to Gareth Vaughn of A.M. Higley Construction in Cleveland. You sent me this shirt. Thank you for this. I love this shirt. Gareth knew that I was a fan of the Mind the Gap idea. I have hundreds of pictures all over Europe of Mind the Gap signs. It just intrigued me. And I want to talk about a gap that we should be minding. And it's a gap that's important for presenters. As presenters have dialogue, and we also have pauses. The pause creates dynamism. Without a pause, you have an endless flow of information, and people actually try to keep a consistent pace going while they try to breathe. And the consistent pace is actually the cause of the ums. If you can mind the gap, if you can put the gaps into your words, a number of wonderful things happen. First of all, you become more dynamic. Dynamism is essentially a modulated line instead of a flat line. Keeping a maintained consistent pace is a flat line that never changes, and you have to finish it, which is why the ums come in. A modulated line, it can go really, really fast. That's what this is. And you can get energy and excitement, and then the importance that comes through the pause. That's the lower part of the modulation. And everything in the middle is also good as well. The second thing that it does beyond just making you interesting, it gives the audience a chance to think. It gives the audience a chance to process what you're saying. As we talk and put out information, we're in a slightly accelerated mental state, and our audiences are in a slightly subdued state. Inside that subdued state, where we're listening, we're relaxed, we get a chance to process. So I did an experiment once where we talked rather quickly about a lot of stuff, and we put out the information without stopping in the fastest pace we could, and we tracked what audiences remember. Where later we did it again, but we created the pauses. We minded the gap, and that allowed the audience to process visually what we were saying. I got this morning and did a whole bunch of things. I had to brush my teeth and let the dogs out, and I was trying to make breakfast, and I had a little problem with the coffee because I have a specific mixture and it was out, and so as much as I wanted a cup of coffee, I had to mix it together. If I talk like that, you don't have the chance to visualize it. Now just take one little piece of that. When it comes to my coffee, I have a specific mixture. I happen to like it very strong, but I don't want to over-caffeinate. So I always buy 2 of the same kinds of beans, and I mix them together so that I can have 2 things at once, which is strength of coffee, but I can also have lower or at least reasonable caffeine levels. Now, when I talk at the slower pace, you get a chance to process and visualize. Minding the gap in this context means putting the pauses in that allow your audiences to process, while having both the speed of the high-speed rail and the gap itself that slows things down to make you dynamic. And in the end, you have modulation, which makes you interesting, and the audience can process and visualize what you're saying. So Gareth, there's going to be more episodes of Mind the Gap. So check back in, watch my vlogs, and I want you to all find different ways to mind the gap.